Welcome back, everyone, to the Path of the Awenydd, your guide to inspired living using the power of astrology and tarot. I am your big bad wolf astrologer, Blythe Mardrug, here to guide you into your weekly forecast. This week, it's all about opposites, opposites, opposites. We've got Uranus opposite Mercury. We've got the Sun opposite Mars. We have Venus coming up into opposite aspect to Neptune. And not only that, we've got the Sun and Mars also squaring up to Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto, creating a T-square. Also, we've got the new moon in Libra coming up into the end of this week, and we also have the dreaded Mercury retrograde. Yay! I can hear everyone shouting at the same time. And I'm here to guide you on not only how to survive these challenging aspects, but also to how to thrive through them. So I will see you in a few minutes. Alright, Aries, let's find out what the week has in store for you. We start off the week on Monday with Mars retrograde in Aries, opposite the Sun in your 7th house in Libra. The Mars in your first house is all about you. You're trying to put yourself first. You're being very willful, very dominant, which is more or less Aries. I mean, Mars rules Aries, so this is sort of amplified. Where you have the Sun sort of doing the same thing in Libra, but Libra is more about cooperation, a balance, compromises, and so there's this need and urge for you to dominate your partnerships, whether it's from romantic partnerships or business partnerships. There's no room for anybody else at the moment, and I think at this time you've got to learn it's okay to put yourself first, but you need to be able to listen to other people and be able to take their ideas on as well, and just make sure that you aren't being drowned out by others. But I think in this case, you are doing the one that's drowning out everybody else. And then we have the T square. The T square is basically the Mars opposite Sun, and they are squared with Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter in your 10th house of career. So I can see this wanting to put yourself first, being the one to have your own way, as being more of a business thing. Your business partnerships, your work colleagues. You've got Jupiter here saying that you are overdoing things. You are maybe working a lot, being a workaholic, basically, and you're just trying to push yourself. Pluto is saying that there's a power struggle, so you're trying to get yourself up there. You're trying to get yourself up on top, which is good. I mean, this is your career. I mean, this is what you want, but you need to take into consideration also how you're affecting the workplace as well. And then you have Saturn here saying there's definitely that workaholic aspect coming back into play here. Time management. Maybe you're just focusing too much on your career at the moment. Now this T square has a release valve in the void space here in Cancer, which is in your home place. So I think in order to bring yourself back and not to alienate everybody else, you just need to make sure that you get some downtime so that you can recharge your batteries and re-strategize. Make sure that you can see how you're affecting others, and just get that home time. Because I know a lot of us are working from home at the moment, and so you just need to be able to set boundaries in that area. Make sure that you have your cutoff time, and you stick with that. Make a schedule, stick with it, and you'll find yourself in a better situation. Now this aspect also has another release valve coming up as the moon in your 5th house that is trining with both Mars and the Sun. So this moon in the 5th house is talking about your hobbies, your things that you like to enjoy, your creativity, your artistic expressions, and we got that moon energy as well. So it's basically an emotional thing, something that you just gives you happiness, and you find yourself secure in doing it. And I think this creativity is another outlet you could use at the start of the week, and to help bring some of that pressure off of being wanting the me time in your career. And other aspects that we have at the beginning of the week also is you have Uranus in your second house of personal values and money, and Mercury in your eighth house of shared resources, uh, contracts, financial contracts, debts. This is saying, I think, that you've got this really innovative way of making some money, and or giving yourself some value, or of pulling your personal resources, and you've got the eighth house, Mercury in your eighth house, suggests that now probably maybe a good time for you to look at maybe going for a loan, maybe to finance it, or get some startup capital from your friends or family. And you've definitely got that, get the gap at the moment, which is probably really good. But I hate to break it to you, but we do have Mercury going retrograde on the 13th. So any contracts or any negotiations at this time may have some issues. You may just want to make sure that you've got all your I's dotted, your T's crossed, and make sure that you aren't overextending yourself, that you're being truthful, and you're not trying to oversell yourself. Now, with this, we have to help release that tension between Uranus and Mercury. We've got Venus here in the sixth house. This is your everyday routine, your work ethics, being able to get into details, building a schedule. And I think Venus, you have a love of being able to have a really good work ethic, and being able to schedule yourself, being able to stick to a routine. So that is saying that if you can stick to that, then you can help ease some of this tension between Uranus and Mercury, and maybe when Mercury goes retrograde, it won't be so bad. Okay, and if we carry on, so Tuesday you can see that we've got Mercury going stationary retrograde, which means that it looks, Mercury appears that it's in a full stop mode, and it will start going back. This is a 3-week retrograde, so it goes forward on November 3rd, which is kind of eerie considering it's the U.S. elections at that time. You also got the moon moving into the sixth house as well with Venus. So So the moon is trining up as well to the three big guys here: Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter. So that's another release valve on that T squared. This T squared is going to affect you all. It's going to affect everybody in different areas all this week. You also got the moon trining up opposite up to Neptune. And you've got Venus also opposite the Neptune as well. Now this opposite has to do with, from this angle, this means you have a love of doing service. You love being able to help people, which is really good. And this moon in the sixth house as well means that there's an emotional tie of being able to help people close to you. And with Neptune being in your 12th house, which is its most comfortable, that it's the house that it rules, and it's in Pisces, which also it rules. There's a deeper spiritual longing here, I think, and you need to open yourself up. Maybe not going into small details, but opening yourself up to volunteering to other organizations, especially things to do with maybe hospitals or some kind of institutions, maybe some churches. Churches are institutions, so if you're a churchgoer, basically, you know, do volunteer at your church or whatever your spiritual or religious organization is, whether it's a synagogue, mosque, mandir, whatever. There's this deep need to be able to be of service to everyone, and Neptune is saying that there's a deeper subconscious level, spiritual level that you could be more effective at. Now, in this trine up to Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter with the Moon, this is also saying with that T-square about you overworking, and maybe volunteering would be a good thing for you. It's an emotional outlet, which helps you take the focus off of yourself for a little bit and focuses it on to other people. And also, it's that that details the schedule, the routine. And I think if you get yourself into a more stable routine, you should start feeling a lot better. And if we go further, and that will last for, and then we have the, let's go back. We have the new moon, I think on the 15th. I can't really be sure because I've hidden it away. The new moon basically comes into this T-square as well, and again it's squaring up to Mars, and it's opposite of Mars, squaring up to Pluto and Jupiter. Saturn is only squared up to the Sun, so that it's sort of lost its influence on this T-square, which is quite good because it's taking its way. The square between Mars and Saturn has been going on for ages, so it's good that it's out of the way. So, but this emotion, the moon just adds this emotional element. So things maybe are getting a bit too heated at work or your career, and whatever you do, or yes, people that you respect and want to have your respect as well. Yes, things could be starting to get a bit emotional, so you definitely need to put yourself back. And this Venus now is trying up to Pluto and Jupiter, which there's that release valve. So it's that, again, volunteering and being of service to other people, taking that focus off of you and maybe putting it onto someone else, and just giving your time and seeing how being part of society can be or service to society can be really fulfilling. And I think that's it. So we have this on the 18th, which is on Sunday. You have this Moon opposite Uranus. So there comes this emotional aspect of financial shared resources, spirituality. So there's this emotional tie to what's going on with maybe some finances, and you just need to be able to, I think, again, this is trining up to Neptune. So you get this moon trining up to Neptune opposite Uranus. So Neptune becomes the release valve. So you've basically got that deep spiritual aspect to society at large. You need to look at your spiritual longings, your spiritual ideals, and those will help you in this time. Okay, Aries, I hope that helps you, and yes, I hope to see you next time. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.